What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another stimulus update. And today we have some huge news, some really good news for a lot of you that are still waiting on your $1,400 stimulus checks. The good news is that the IRS made a statement this morning saying that they are sending out a bunch, which means millions upon millions of $1,400 stimulus checks to the American people. Yes, that could be you. However, they are saying that right now these checks that are coming out are going to be coming through prepaid debit cards, that's the economic impact payment card, and through paper checks. So they are saying that coming this week, you should be checking your mailbox often and checking all your mail to see if you have a check, either a paper check or the prepaid debit card. Now, the IRS made this statement this morning, and I quote, "A large number of this latest batch of payments will also be mailed, so taxpayers who do not receive a direct deposit by March 24th should watch their mail carefully in the coming weeks for a paper check or a prepaid debit card known as the Economic Impact Payment Card or EIP card." That is their exact statement. Now, another report that was coming out this morning is also indicating that, March 24th, that is this Wednesday. Now again, that's 2 days away. So here's the thing, if you don't get a direct deposit by Wednesday in 2 days, but you are supposed to get a direct deposit because that is how you normally get your stimulus checks, your payments. If you don't get a direct deposit, the IRS is saying that they are not just going to hold your payment till next year. They will instead send you an actual payment through paper check or a prepaid debit card. So just keep that in mind. And that could be one of the reasons why some people aren't seeing any type of pending date when they check the IRS.gov Get My Payment tool. So if you did check that tool this morning and you still haven't received anything, it still doesn't show any updated information, then what we are hearing is some are saying that you should be checking this on Wednesday, because on Wednesday we could see a bunch of new pending dates, or we could see that yes, your check was mailed. So that's the good news there. One report also that came out this morning is indicating that many Social Security recipients will be getting a paper check or an economic impact payment card as opposed to direct deposit. Now, this report is, and the IRS hasn't either, but nobody's stating why. Why are people that normally they would receive a prepaid or normally would receive a direct deposit into their bank account with their stimulus payment, why are so many people receiving a paper check or a prepaid debit card as opposed to getting direct deposit? The IRS hasn't said anything on that, so as of right now, we just don't know, but that is currently what we are hearing. So if you haven't checked the IRS Get My Payment portal, I recommend you do that today. If you don't see something today, chances are nothing's going to happen tomorrow. It will most likely be on Wednesday. That is currently what we are hearing. And a spokesperson said that right now, millions of paper checks and prepaid debit cards will be issued in this week, in this coming week. So just keep that in mind. You will most likely be part of that second round of payments. Now, the IRS is saying to check your mailbox often. And if you check it, you don't need to check it multiple times a day. Once a day is perfectly fine. But they say these checks do not look like anything. They come in a plain white envelope. The IRS says that in the last 2 times that they have sent out paper checks or the prepaid debit card, which came out recently, what they are saying is that a lot of these checks, over 100,000 checks, were not even cashed, and many of these prepaid debit cards were never even accessed. So because of that, many people they know simply threw them away. But as to trying to figure out who didn't cash their check or who threw away their debit card, the IRS actually has no way of telling. So as of right now, they say the only way to get your stimulus check for the $1,200 or the $600, if you threw it away, let's say you misplaced some of it, and here's another thing, let's say you got a prepaid debit card, let's say you pulled out, and let's say it had $600 on it, right? Or let's say $1,000 left. Let's say it was for you and your spouse, $600 a piece, $1,200 total. Let's say you spent $200, you still had $1,000 on it. What we are hearing is that you could actually go back to the IRS and say, hey, I didn't get my full 1,200, I only used 200, and then essentially what we're hearing right now from a few different accountants is that you can actually get the other $1,000 as a payment when you go and file your taxes. Now, that's just what we're hearing, and it makes sense. So I just want to kind of put that out there. If you didn't get to use all of your funds and something was stolen, you lost your card or whatever, make sure you bring that up when you go and file your taxes, is because there is a chance you can get the rest of your money when you go and file. So just keep that in mind. Now, the IRS is saying that right now, the chances of seeing a child tax credit come July is actually very small. Chances are slim to none, according to a few experts. They are saying that there's a higher chance to see payments in August, possibly even September. And I stated this earlier today as well, that right now there's a lot of issues going on with everything that we're seeing. Many people do not know whether or not they are going to get the child tax credit. Some people are currently saying they need this money in order to get out of poverty. Democrats say it's going to bring about 50% of children out of poverty. But the problem right now is nobody really knows. The good news right now is, even though the IRS is being bogged down with tax returns, being bogged down with sending out the stimulus check, and this is what we knew was going to happen when Democrats were really pushing to get this kind of implemented and passed as quickly as they wanted to. And this is one of the reasons why many experts, and I personally agreed with this, was that we weren't going to see a stimulus check until maybe the middle to end of April, because we had to deal with this tax filing season. And the IRS is still backlogged from 2019. So it kind of just makes everything even worse. But right now what we're hearing is the IRS is doing everything they can. They are trying to get more people into the building. And as more people become vaccinated, as case numbers drop, as the 3-foot rule is implemented instead of 6 feet, we could see more representatives head back into the IRS, so that hopefully they can kind of get back to where they once were and get caught up on everyone's tax returns, stimulus checks, any additional questions, and everything like that. So let's just keep that in mind. Right now, the IRS they are another business. They're just another business. People work there just like people like you and I working at this business. So they too can't be all bunched up in a small room. So just keep that in mind. The IRS wants you to be mindful. We're still in a pandemic, and they're doing everything that they can. In other news, and this is actually some pretty good news, I actually like this, Krispy Kreme is giving away, they said this morning, they're giving away donuts. So if you want to get a free plain glazed donut from Krispy Kreme, all you have to do is take in your vaccination card, a completed vaccination card, so either 1 dose of Johnson & Johnson, or you got the 2 shots of Pfizer or Moderna. So take that in, you take it into any Krispy Kreme, and they will give you a free donut just for getting vaccinated. Well, they are saying that they want to see more people get vaccinated, because that's actually going to help open up the economy and get people back to where they once were. Krispy Kreme is just trying to do their part. Well, after this story came out, many people jumped on Twitter saying that yes, there's actually other businesses that are doing this exact same thing, that if you bring in a fully filled out vaccination card, that they will give you a discount. That's really good. I think that's great. Maybe it's through a restaurant, and they didn't give exact details, but maybe a restaurant's going to give you like a 10% off, right? Or you go into a mall and let's say a clothing store decides, hey, I'm gonna give you 20% off if you get vaccinated. You have this card. Well, what that's gonna do is that's gonna incentivize more people to go and get vaccinated. And this is exactly what the government tried not to do, because if you remember back in the summer, there were multiple proposals out there saying, we will give you a $1,200 stimulus check if you get a vaccine. We will give you a $1,400 stimulus check if you get a vaccine. And this was more recently. Some were like, we'll give you $500 or $1,000 or $2,000 stimulus checks if you go and get the vaccine. And it's kind of incentivized more people to go get it. Well, ultimately the government decided we can't do that. The optics behind it look very bad. So businesses are actually stepping up and doing it themselves. One thing that Krispy Kreme is doing is trying to get more people vaccinated, because they say this will help everybody. They also stated this morning that they are giving their employees up to 4 hours of paid time off, a PTO, so that they can go and get the vaccine. And this is something that many businesses are trying to encourage other businesses to take part in, because if every single business says, all right, we're going to give every single employee, say 2 to 4 hours, depending on how close a vaccination site is, we'll give you between 2 to 4 hours. Every employee will get this, so that you can go take the time off, get the vaccine. So hopefully you will stay safe. You will keep all the workers safe. You will keep all the the customers safe, and everybody just feels safe. So that's kind of what we're hearing there. Krispy Kreme also gave this statement, and I quote, "We all want to get COVID behind us as fast as possible, and we want to support everyone doing their part to make the country safe by getting vaccinated as soon as the vaccine is available to them." Well, what we are hearing is that, yes, people are on board there, and kind of this is coming a little bit late, simply because what we're hearing right now is that many malls, okay, if you've ever gone to a mall in the past, let's say 6 months, many malls are very bare. You can pretty much park anywhere you want to. Well, I read a recent report this afternoon, just a little bit ago, saying that malls are actually getting packed once again. Some are seeing that they're seeing record numbers from the past year that they haven't seen before, and many are attributing this to people receive their stimulus check. Even some stores that have capacity limits, they are saying that the people are not stopping, that the lines are continuing to form outside of the building, like if people were in a rush to go and get like the newest iPhone, or maybe the newest PlayStation 5 or Xbox. But these are just regular stores, shoe stores, clothing stores, what have you. Everybody is going in, spending their checks, so that's really good news there. Experts are saying that this is great, because this is exactly what the government wanted to do, and this will put the economy back on track. But they are saying that there has been over $56 billion over the past week that was invested into the stock market, and some say that was expected, especially with the rise in the markets lately. But others say that this is not what the $1,400 stimulus checks were intended for. So what we know right now is people are going to spend their money as they wish. The nice thing is, it is up to them. There's no stipulation, there's no requirement. It's just, here's $1,400. Hopefully you spend it on the right things or what you need, but here's the money. So that's currently what we're hearing right now. As always, as I know more, I promise I will come back and share more. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.